Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group, and you are the broker.com, helping you to build a highly effective, highly profitable broker business. I have a very special treat for you today. I say treat very loosely. This is a lengthy video, but I encourage you, especially if you are a newbie, pay attention, watch the entire video. This is a conference call with a great husband and wife team who exceptionally well-intentioned, exceptionally diligent, hardworking, but a high degree of naivete when it comes to starting their non-emergency medical transportation business. And as I always say, what you don't know can hurt you, especially when you're solicited and you're really unsuspecting of possibilities out there. So the old saying, you get what you pay for, many times you don't get what you pay for. And as you listen to this conference call, you're going to see they grossly, not only did they overpay for consulting services that were exceptionally they didn't deliver. Bottom line, they did not deliver in any sense of the word. In fact, all they did was hurt this client provider. And I'm just going to let the conference call speak for itself. But this is why I tell you, do your due diligence. For those of you who have thought about retaining my services, working with my team, before you spend any money, before you do anything, don't even listen to me. Don't listen. If you've been in contact, if you're emailing my staff, don't even listen to them. Go do your own due diligence. Go do your own research. Trust me, we're busy enough as it is. That's great. Do your own due diligence. And then when you're ready to move forward, then reach out to us. Because as you can imagine, as you listen to the following conference call, as you can imagine, I say this all the time, at least half the people that we work with, we are stuck playing cleanup duty. And this is a classic example of us having to play cleanup duty. Unfortunately, for this husband and wife team, it's a costly mistake. Now, the good news is, and I told them, the good news is, trust me, anything they've done, I've done a lot worse. When I was starting my medical transportation, trust me, I lost a lot more money. I had no one helping me, no one teaching me. So learn from my mistakes. Learn from the mistakes of this well-intentioned yet naive husband and wife team. Again, very well-intentioned, big heart, all the right motivations for wanting to start their business, but they just followed and they fell subject to solicitations that just did not deliver, bottom line. So I would say enjoy the following conversation. Again, even through all this turmoil, all these costly mistakes, man, they still have a great perspective, humility, gratitude, and just a great approach to this. So kudos to them. I hope you all learn from this. As I always say, a smart man learns from his own mistakes. We've all heard that. But a truly wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Why? It's a whole lot cheaper and more cost effective. Bottom line, case in point, listen to the following conference call.
Hello, this is. Joe Davis! Did I blow your eardrum? I'm sorry.
You leave me. No, you didn't blow my eardrums, but someone has to die. Someone has to die.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting here because I left in my like I said. Did you listen to my message? Obviously.
Yes, I did.
I usually don't call people. I'm usually just dealing with emails because of the number of people I work with. But as I read this more and more, the more I was literally just gonna kill somebody.
Joe, oh my gosh. I don't even know where to start.
You're You're breaking up. We're losing our connection a little bit. You're breaking up. Are you in a bad spot?
I took it off her speaker. Is that better?
Much better.
Yeah. I don't know where to start. Where to start crying, who to cut. I'm like, they better thank God I'm safe. Because
Amen for that, my Christian sister. But first of all, tell me about this consultant, because it was a woman.
it was a woman, and she was she was based out of Florida, and then she
Don't tell me it was the thing, was it?
yes, it was.
Oh. And how much money did you spend?
It was $6,000 to start.
Oh.
Yep. And then I'm like,
I'm gonna kill you after I kill her.
know. How did you pop up on my computer out of nowhere? I don't know. I never heard of you. I'm like, because I'm done. When I first found you, and I'm like, listen, I know it's $4,000, but who are you guys? And my husband is like, you don't know them. See what just happened. I'm like, I just feel good in my spirit about this, and then he called me and he's like, Joel, we'll do you right. I think I was talking to him about her. And he's
So
like,
who,
we're nothing like that.
Who was it that you were working with over at the?
I think her name was some other name.
So, how long did you work with them for before they said we can't work with you anymore?
So we started. We did our first consultation February, and then by January, February, March. By end of February, we made our deposit. Of course, they charged us for the consultation. Then we made our deposit, and then
How much they charge you for the consultation?
it was $250, and then our first deposit was $1,250, something like that. And then So it was like ridiculous, and then all of a sudden we haven't been hearing from them. So I'm like, and then of course in the COVID, before I lost my job, we were talking about we need vehicles. And she's like, oh, you need to start big. You need about 3 vehicles.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you!
Brand new vehicles.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you!
Joe, these people presented to me like they know everything about transportation, being blind about it. Everything sounded good. Honestly, sounded good. But we did not know what we got into. You see, I got office space.
Okay, look. How much? You're stuck in a 24-month lease. How much are you paying for your lease?
It was $70-something, and I talked to them because you heard of buildings, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they wouldn't allow me to get out of the contract, so we lowered it, which is still okay, but I'm not there. I got a big old house. I got an office.
You understand that does NEMT as like a part-time gig to supplement what they're doing?
No. I just...
So how did they tell you we can't work with you anymore?
At first, what was happening, they were telling me, oh, get Salesforce, get Ring Central, get all these different softwares that doesn't have anything for me to do, scheduling, and the whole office phone system that has to be professional. And I was having problem with the getting unemployment insurance. There was a SIT number that I'm supposed to get that obviously after research, I found out I cannot get it only if I have employee and paying the taxes. So she had us sign up with ADP, Quest Diagnostics, all these places that I've contracted with. So I keep questioning them. Why are we doing this already? Why do we have a van outside sitting in the driveway? I mean, my bills are already $4,000 a month and I have not made a ride yet. What is going on? So she's like, no, this is not all you do. You go ahead and your website is going to be at the end of the 10 months. So I'm like, marketing? You're putting it on the back end? So they're like, you know what? We can't work with you after the 1st of June when we're supposed to do our kickstart. You know, she called and said, we're terminating your contract. We don't feel comfortable working with you guys anymore. Here's an application for your employee. And you could drive the van to the building today and wear your uniform. Where is the
how much money did you end up paying them?
About $3,000. Because it was supposed to be a 10-month thing. About $3,000.
Who built your website?
Actually, okay. The person who did my website was a student of mine. And he started in the marketing thing and having his own website. So he offered to do it for me for free. So this is what he does. I'm curious. He said he wanted to hear what you say about it.
Well, I mean, there's no question it needs a lot of work.
Huh?
I mean, there's no question it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it for free, and honestly, I mean, it looks free. There's, you know, I mean, it looks free, but here's the good news: you're not doing any business yet. What?
Right. I ended up giving him like probably about $900.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I gave him $6, and then when he helped me with the logo and all the brochure and the cards, helped me put that together.
Oh my God.
I gave him another $3.
Okay, look, so I'm gonna kill. First of all, I'm gonna kill the quote unquote consultant. When I'm done with her, then I'm gonna come for your husband first because I can't come after you. You're a female, but I'm gonna come after your husband. So let him know the fat man's coming. The consultant may be a female, but she don't get a pass because she's a consultant. So she should know better than the way they treated you for sure. But I'm just gonna kill you. There's just no other way around this.
I feel so bad working the kid and not giving him something.
Oh no, I agree with you on that. I mean, I agree with you on that. But yeah, there's no question. This all needs work. But
and the funding. Okay, how do we start with credit?
You broke up. Say that again.
No, with the funding, I said we were rolling on good credit, right? So that is one of the things that we used to got the van, and they put it in the business name. The guy at the dealer, he did put it in the business name. You know, a lot of this I wasn't aware of. So when I was leaving my job, I just as the market was acting weird, I'm like, I need some money to start this business because they fired me basically because I had to stay home with the kids. So I took the 401k money, what I had in there, and that's what I've been working with so far.
Which I should kill you just for that.
Because the market is doing so good now.
The market is doing exceptionally well right now, and I need to bring violence over to your household.
Yes, I know. So
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. There's not one single thing that I'm reading in here. Not one single thing. Not a single thing. Not one single thing in here. What I have advised you on. Not a single thing. How much did you pay for your vehicle?
About 50. What is it? About 54.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Did you see the P&L?
Oh God! I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna kill you. Oh my God. Oh man. So you finance this vehicle?
Yes.
How much you paying a month on it?
$900.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
Alright,
god!
listen to this now. Wait, tell me what you think. So when we bought the vehicle, it was right there where they were giving incentives where you don't have to make a payment until our first payment is due like October, I think.
Which is like 5 seconds from now.
Yes, October or no, yeah.
And we have like pennies coming in right now. And you're already paying for insurance right now. Plus, you've wasted money with the quote-unquote other consultant, money on websites, all these other overhead expenses.
Paying for office space that
Ugh.
we don't.
Lord Jesus.
It's not very expensive too, so I don't know. I know. I'm like Joe gonna tell me, won't you just shut shop? I told my husband he's gonna look at this and say, won't you just shut shop? Because, but that's not my goal. I want to fight it through.
Well,
I want to
I mean,
put that money in my 401k too.
how much money did you take out of your 401k?
It was what was in there? It was like 1,000 somewhere up there.
Well, I mean,
I still got left though. The insurance is super high. The monthly insurance is high on that car.
so how much you paying? How much is the insurance premium for the year?
For the year, they break it up. It's like times what? 12?
Because you've already paid.
Plus, I got the GL, the general liability.
How much you paying for the G&L?
The deposit since I got your stuff is for the next 10 months.
What's the software you're using that you're not even using?
The DME.
You got our software system?
Yeah, I got DME.
Well, are you using it?
Yes.
Good. How's
With
it working?
with my one client.
Good.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, I'm using it with the one client. The problem, I have this auto client, right?
Yeah.
Their case manager will send over like 3 appointments for the week. And by the end of the week, she canceled most of them. Like already this week, she canceled 2 out of the 3.
What type of appointments?
Their doctor's appointment, because she was in an auto accident. Like today, she went on like the one they're doing some kind of testing of her ears. And for some strange reason, that appointment lasted 4 hours, and I was not aware of it. But thank God for the DME system, software.
Good.
Where it does help.
Good.
It does help a lot.
Good.
So I'm trying to master that a lot more.
When did you start using Dispatching Made Easy?
About 4 weeks ago.
Good. Well, I'm glad it's helping. So who's paying for this? Your client, who's paying if she was involved in an auto accident? Who's paying for it? Is this like
it's
a no fault
insurance? Yes, it's Farmers Insurance, and we have not gotten any payment yet.
So it's no fault insurance. So that at least that's good. If this was a customer that was not paying and was coming out of pocket, that would be a problem. But we do need to follow up with that case manager to. How long you been transporting her?
We started transporting her July 1st.
Yeah, July. Yeah, you need to follow up on that payment because
bill already.
typically no fault. I mean, you should be getting money within at least the first check should come within within the first 60 days, and if it's still continuing beyond that, then you should be being paid regularly. But sometimes with no fault, I shouldn't say that all the time, but because there's some no fault that will pay pretty quick, but a lot of them will. They'll be slow payers up front, and then they start to snowball. Because like the first check, you usually come within 60 days. After that, you'll start getting regular cash flow. But you need to follow up on that because I think we're outside that window.
I had one with Allstate, and they sent the check in about 2 weeks. The problem though, what we billed for the rates, they sent like $36 per. We bill like one way, 120, and then they send a payment of $36 each way and $250 per mile. Something happened with the auto insurance. I sent you an email, but I don't think it made it to you. Where these insurance companies are reimbursing. One case manager say cab rates, but there's nothing out there online that's stating that how much they're reimbursing the transportation drivers.
I don't know enough about that. I'll have to learn a little bit more about that too. Before I make any type of articulate feedback on that, I have to find out a little bit more. So
it
when I
happened the changes happened the 1st of July this year.
Well, this isn't the same company that owes you money right now for this client, right?
No, that was Allstate. They paid their bill. It was like less than half of what we sent for.
Okay, so did you contact them and say you still owe us money?
Yes, they're like, no, we have to send proof of why we charge what we charge, and compared to other companies. And I'm like, are they serious?
Forward it to me.
Okay.
Forward it to me so I can take a look. So when I'm looking at your total income, your P&L, I'm looking at your revenue. Where's this money coming from?
This money, because I do get some private pays. Like, I have like 2 main private pay clients. One that goes to therapy twice a week, and our rates for that is they pay like $115 total round trip per ride, because we charge $70 for the round trip and $350 for each miles. So I probably get about per. It sounds stupid, but per month. Plus the money that I have in there from my 401k, that's what I'm using. I'm taking out of, to pay the bills as of right now. So it's
Tell me this.
Slim.
Tell me this. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but there's a lot to unpack here. Tell me this. What is your plan? So you got these clients, you got these private pay clients that you're transporting. So you're generating some money. That's okay. That's good. Well, let me back up real quick. Pardon my ignorance, did we do a market analysis for you?
They're in the process of doing it.
Okay.
Because when I signed up, which is probably about 8 weeks now.
Okay.
They say it takes about 12 to 15 weeks.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
Yeah, we got a lot of projects, so we know we're running behind. All right, I'm gonna check with my people to see where we're at with that, because we need this market analysis going. Here's what I need you to do. Well, before I tell you what I need you to do, first clarify to me, what is your plan? You got these 3 little beautiful babies here. What are their ages?
2. One is 8. One is 8 and one is 4 years old.
Kids are so cool, man.
Awesome.
Kids are cool. Someone told me they grow up, but I don't know if I believe them or not. But
I know. My little 4-year-old was a preemie, so he's like, oh God.
So what's your plan for managing kids, the business? Because your hubby's still working full time, right?
Yeah. So as of right now, my mom stays with me.
Beautiful.
So I can always be, up and gone. My daughter is doing virtual. My only other issue is with my 4-year-old. I want to probably stick him in a program somewhere, because he's still, on preschool age.
Yeah.
So it's either run around the house, or I could stick him in a program couple days per week. So the childcare is not an issue.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear that. So your mom is a lifeline.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh man, I'm gonna still kill you guys. What's your husband? What does your husband say about all this? Does he know that death is coming soon when I get out there? Because this is some craziness here.
Yes, he knows. knows because his thing is that he's trying to stay positive. He's like, it's good that we got out of it before it was too late, which I totally agree. I'm like, she really did us a favor because it sounds like they did not know what they were doing.
Let me tell you something. You got off easy with them because typically they charge. I had someone recently that paid 10 grand. 10 grand to them because they've already paid the full amount, and guess what? Not only do they pay the 10 grand to them, they're no better off than you are per se. I mean, they have a couple more vehicles, but they're honestly comparing apples to apples. They're no better off than you are right now, and they paid 10 grand, and now I'm working with them as well. So
Wow.
in that regard, consider yourself lucky. You've wasted 3 grand with them. What I don't like is the byproduct of it. The byproduct is, you wasted 3 grand, which honestly that's, dimes in the, drops in the bucket, but you're on the take for everything for this rental space, your vehicle, you have way too much vehicle. Look, if we had a contract in hand, that's great. We don't have anything like that. Would I have put you in this vehicle? Not in a million years. It'd take a million years to multiply it by 10, and I still wouldn't put you in this vehicle. You got way too much vehicle with too little demand. So
Exactly.
it would be a matter of how many miles do you have in the vehicle?
As of today, I think it's like 4,100 and something. I just went over. Yeah. I logged in the DME, like 170. Oh, yeah. Something like that.
Here are the options with the vehicle. It's either we sell the vehicle, which you're still going to take a loss because it's depreciation. Bottom line, I mean, the minute you drive off the lot, there goes depreciation. So you're going to take a loss regardless. So which means that if we try to sell that vehicle, you're going to have to take money out, cash out, and pay on it. So that is an option, which I would say I lean towards that because there's so many good vehicles out there that are used, good quality vehicles. And now I'm finding some vehicles that are phenomenal for some of my people, and the demand for it is high because there's just such good deals out there. And so this is something that you need to sit with. I need to sit with and think about this of how we move forward because. I don't want to waste time. I want to move fast. Do we sell this vehicle while you only have 4,000 miles on it? Because in doing that, like I say, you're going to take a loss, bottom line.
Yeah.
Or do we push through with this vehicle, knowing that this vehicle the vehicle itself is almost $1,000 a month starting 5 minutes from now. Plus you're paying $1,000 a month on insurance. So before you even turn over the engine, this vehicle is going to cost you $2 grand a month. And we have no. I
told my husband, I'm like, Joel is going to say sell the vehicle. I'm like, I'm on board because I agree.
All right, well, sister, I love your attitude. I'm glad you're not. Some people would resist that. In fact, a lot of people would resist that because they have the emotional connection to it. I'm glad to hear you don't.
And the miles are not a lot.
Not at all. So that's why I say if there's a time to sell, you do it now. You don't wait a year or two while we start racking up more miles. So if we do that, and I'm all for it. I actually lean that way. Again, you give me the choice, I'm going to lean towards let's sell this thing and downsize because I'm telling you, you paid 50 something for this vehicle. You need to be starting your vehicle. You need to start in this company with a vehicle that I can put you in a good quality used vehicle that I guarantee right now in today's market for these vehicles, we could find a good used, strong quality vehicle. We're gonna get the next 4 or 5 years out of it, and we'll probably pay around no more than 20-ish.
Wow.
I'm literally am doing it every single day. I got people all over the country who are getting vehicles shipped to them that we're finding online because we're finding good deals. Because there's a lot of companies that are going belly up. People who like you're highly leveraged right now and you got nothing coming in. But there's people out there who are highly leveraged and got nothing coming in through no fault of their own, and they're being forced to liquidate because of a lot of it because of the nonsense with COVID. The good news for you, a couple things. The good news for you is you're not out there. I literally, I'm not exaggerating when I say I have people out there with a strong fleet of vehicles, and they're not moving. So you want to talk about despair? That's despair. To keep things in perspective for you, the money that you've wasted so far, trust me, when I was starting my business, I always tell everybody within the first 1 or 2 years, I probably wasted at least $250,000 purchasing the wrong vehicles, hiring the wrong people, all that stuff. You name it, I did it. So, but I had strong cash flow coming through, and I literally was moving so fast, I had a hard time collecting it, and that's where I overlooked and outgrew my my account receivables, and I wasted like $80,000 I never collected on. So, keeping everything in perspective, I've made my share of mistakes, and they've been even more costly. So, we can push through this. It's going to require some quote-unquote heavy lifting. I want you to talk to your hubby about this, because if you're serious, if you're serious about pushing through and selling this vehicle, let's make this move ASAP. You got to think about what you want to do. This is why I say keep things in perspective. If you were full time, had a bunch of clients on the hook, that would make it more difficult. We'd have to probably push through and keep the vehicle. You don't have that right now. It's very infrequent. And in fact, right now, with what you do have, technically you could argue you're not even collecting right now. So
no, because my next client, he just get pre-approved for therapy again. So he has like 6 more visits. That's my only guarantee. This other one, I have not collected a dime. And she's more of a liability. This lady don't even want to drive in the back of the van. She screams, she panics because she fears of driving.
She ambulatory?
I want to get rid of her.
Well, hey, look.
I can't bite my
sister. I tell everybody, you never hesitate to fire a bad prospect, because a bad prospect turns into a bad customer. You already have a bad customer. So do not ever hesitate to fire a bad customer, ever. Especially one that you're not collecting on, because technically it ain't even a customer. You're just volunteering your time and you're paying for it, because you ain't even collecting yet.
Exactly. So, yeah. I am up for, restructuring everything. I have a brother in New York. I call him, I'm like, what if I need another vehicle? He's like, you got my name?
There's good stuff out there. There's good vehicles. I could find one. I would be able to find one fairly quick. I'm constantly looking for vehicles for people I'm working with. So,
you have any ideas of people who would want this one or no?
I don't realistically. Let's not get it twisted. You got a new vehicle. This is a brand new vehicle. 55,000 you said, and 4,000 miles. This is a new vehicle. So realistically, that's why I say it's even more. You're going to take a bigger loss, because if you're probably going to have to go to a dealer to sell this, and they're going to gouge you on it, because they got to make margin on it. They're never, Oh man.
Oh, like a kind of trading thing, kind of like.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the thing is that
right?
it wouldn't be a trade-in, but if you took it to a dealer, again, it's just it's a tough. Trying to sell this vehicle is going to be, if you were selling a Ford truck or something like that, anyone could use that. This is a specialty vehicle. It is what it is. So you're going to have to get the right type of dealer for it. If it would be great if we found a local dealer that just happened to have the type of vehicle that we wanted, and you did go in there and you worked out a deal and we traded it in, but that's not going to happen. The chances of that happening are probably less than 5%. Because when I'm looking for vehicles, I'm looking around the country. I'm shopping online. But bottom line is, they put you in a bad spot. There's just no way around it. So when they were telling you got to start with 3 vehicles, how did you tell them, no, I'm not going to get 3, I'll at least do, it's bad enough you did this one.
Oh, my husband shut it down. He's like, heck no. He's like, no. Where's the customers at? She's like, you're just up for starting your business. We have your EIN number, your Duns and Bradstreet, you have your NIAC, all of that stuff.
Okay, that's
You can start
nothing.
taking-
That is nothing. Anyone can do that. That's
Exactly.
nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing.
She's like, I don't know where you're gonna get customers for. I was like, really? So I'm like, this is serious. This is really serious because this is not what they told us when we had the initial meeting.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me here's a couple things. I want you to send me the paperwork for the insurance company that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to send me the paperwork for this consultant. Send me the paperwork, any type of agreement that you have with them.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to talk to your hubby about this vehicle. I mean, we gotta find someone to. Who'd you get it from?
Ford. Oh, what's the name? I think it's Milliken Ford.
But is it local to you? They're
Yes,
local?
it's
Okay, good.
local.
Well-
They're the ones that do the conversion of the what they call it, the burnability or
Yeah.
the-
Are they the actual dealer? Like, do they buy and sell these vehicles regularly? Because realistically, that could be your start point to try to get rid of this thing, to unload it.
So this is it's called Mobility Works.
Yeah.
Mobility Works
Yeah.
sell the vehicle, and I think they buy it from Ford.
They do. So these vehicles come off the assembly line from Ford. Mobility Works gets them. Mobility Works, they do all the retrofit and all that stuff. So you bought them from Mobility Works. So the first thing I would do is I try to sell it back to Mobility Works. Honestly, just tell them the business is a flop. It's not going to work. You're going out of business. It is what it is. They're going to lowball you. We got to see what the best case scenario is. But yeah, Mobility Works, they have shops all over the country. They deal, all across the country. That's not a big deal. But that would be the first place I would start, is over at Mobility Works. Try to sell it back. Let's see where that takes us, where it leads us. But I would just tell them, hey, you know what? Got this vehicle, gave it the old college try. It's not going to work. Gonna sell it back. See where it leads us. Either way, we're taking a loss. Either way, we're gonna end up taking a loss on this thing.
I could call the sales guy.
Yeah. Here's the deal. If you're supposed to start making your payment next month. Here's the beautiful thing about it. Do you know what the interest rate is on it?
No.
Well, here's the deal. So technically, you haven't made a payment on this yet.
No.
Let's unload this before
The
then.
interest rate is wait a minute, I'm looking at it here. 6 points there. Because they kind of the commercial interest rate is higher.
Yeah.
Like 6.75. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Tomorrow, call them. Tell them that you gave it the old college try. This business is flat. There's nothing moving in your area due to COVID. You got to sell it back. You haven't made a payment yet. They're still going to charge you. There's going to be you're going to get dinged regardless. But let's sell this now before we put any more money into this thing and you start making payments next month. So literally,
I got it for like when I got it, it has 1,600 miles on it.
how many?
1689.
1689. How many are on there now?
4,150 something, I think. Yeah.
So we're going to call it 4,200.
Yeah.
So you put 2,500 miles on this thing. So here's the deal. We're selling it back regardless. This thing's got to go. So you're going to call Mobility Works tomorrow. Tell them, hey, love it. Tried to give it the old college try. Nothing's moving. COVID is a mean stepbrother that's not allowing anybody to do anything here. So it's not going to work. I know we're up for payments next month, but we can't even cover that cost. So you tell me how we're going to work with this. We put 2,500 miles on this. Trying to transport some people, meet with facilities, didn't work. We're selling it back. So let's, you contact them tomorrow. Let them know that we're going to do this. I'm sure they're going to push back, and they're obviously going to say, well, it doesn't work like that. You're on the take. Yeah, I'm sure we're on the take, but that's a hard asset. It's a hard asset. And based upon what they say will determine how we respond, how hard we have to, quote unquote, negotiate. But you touch base with them tomorrow. Definitely let me know what their posture is, what they say, how hard they want to play ball. Let's hope that they understand. Let's hope that they're amicable and they're like, no, we understand. We'll try to work out the best possible deal. Regardless, you're still gonna get dinged regardless. But
should I try to get back to the dealer guy who I dealt with, or no?
Yeah, I would start with your dealer first and foremost.
Okay.
And he may refer you to somebody else, and we'll go higher up in the food chain as is necessary. But let's unload this vehicle before you spend any more money next month for sure.
Right. Because the insurance payment too.
Well, no question. I mean, look, here's the deal. Let's unload this vehicle. Let's unload this vehicle. Here's the deal. You make the call tomorrow to this sales rep. Tell them what we're doing. A. B. You're going to send me an email tomorrow letting me know how you made out. We're also going to, depending on how quickly we move with this, we're going to cancel this insurance, get out of this insurance policy. Bottom line is we got to stop chasing good money after bad.
Okay.
So we're going to move methodically forward, step by step, get out of this nonsense. Bottom line, we're at a huge loss. It is what it is. We accept it. Now it's time to move on. We learn from it. So we're going to get rid of this vehicle. We're going to work on downsizing, getting a quote-unquote better vehicle at a much better price point that's much more palatable and realistic for us. It's still going to give us another 4 or 5 years of longevity to build the business. We're going to shut down that insurance when the time is right. And we're going to start this business over, bottom line.
I have a question for you.
Give it to me.
Before we got the EIN number, not the EIN, the license, the registration for the business, when I called attached to the license, the business license, is that okay if we have no vehicle, right?
I'm reading your notes here, and your notes say that you're not even sure that you're properly incorporated right now.
Right. I'm not. I don't know, because I know I did the business license. I did.
So how did you do the? Because right now you're not even sure you're an S corp. So how did you get the quote unquote business license without an approved S corp?
She applied when she first started. She initially applied for the license for the business with the EIN number and all of that. And after we got the vehicle, then she got because I think the problem was they wouldn't give her the license if there was not a vehicle with a VIN number available.
You talk about her. You're talking about the old consultant.
Yes. And then after we got that, I asked her, I'm like, so what are we doing? Because when they did the consultation, they talk about the different corporations and saying that the C Corp is the best thing.
Oh my God. You're making that up right now. You're lying to me, right?
No, because I'm like, but that's double tax. And my husband, he's like,
C Corp would be the worst thing you'd want to do to start this business. So I know you're lying. You got friends there, and you're trying to show off in front of your friends. You're lying to me.
No, I'm like, so if the S Corp, she's like, well, the S Corp, you have to file extra paperwork, but there's ways around you cannot be double taxed with a C Corp. Because I did not understand nothing about this corporation. I did business before, and I had LLC. I don't know about no corporation. My accountant told us that, listen, you guys will have an S Corp, and I hope you have an S Corp. So when I went back to her, she's like, you don't need an S Corp.
Oh, my Lord.
By this time, I look at my articles of incorporation, and there was something that you could file an S corp within a certain amount of time. So I did it after the date, after I start reading your information, and I did it after my friend who's a bookkeeper said you do not want C corp.
You don't.
You don't even need to have a corporation on your name right now. She's like, I'm like, I don't know. So I submit the paperwork after the deadline and file for the S corp. So I don't even know where you check to see if that's done. I explained to them what happened. Hopefully,
You say explain to them. Who do you talk to? Who's them?
When I write they say to explain. They can probably give it to you with some kind of explanation. Why are you filing for it late?
Are you talking about the IRS?
Yes. So I put that on there. So I told them I didn't know. I had no understanding of it. I'm just doing it.
The IRS only corresponds in writing. Do you have a letter from the IRS?
They have not sent anything to you. Know the form that you fill in when you're trying to file for
the S corp, yeah. When you file for a corporation, you're a corporation. Then you have to file an additional amendment to become an S corp. It's basically a request to transition your corporation, your C corp, to an S corp, which is not freaking hard at all. So why she steered you away from S corp, I'll never know. But you should not, under any circumstances, for this business, be a C corp ever, ever, ever. So we need to figure out where we're at with that.
Yeah, my accountant say you don't need to be a C corp.
You don't. You do not want C corp. Worst case, you do not want to be a C corp. You want to be ideally LLC or an S corp, one or the other. Those are the two best scenarios. Bottom line. Not a C corp, not even a non-for-profit. That's its own whole different realm that you don't want to go down. But you most certainly, in no circumstances, do you want to be a C corp. So we need to figure out where you're at with that to make sure that your S corp is legally formed. So we need to look into that. How did you said that the business, the van was in the business name? How was it in the business name? I mean,
when I did the application, when I called Mobility Works and I did the application for the van, and they wanted all my information, and I told them it was for the company. That's how it got in the business name, because the guy at Ford, I was doing the closing on it, and I'm like, why? Because when I first applied, I'm like, why is it not in me and my husband? So why isn't he signing? And he's like, I did you a favor. It is in the business name.
He did do you a favor. He did do you a favor, because realistically, he shouldn't have. If you're just buying a van, like that right now, and you didn't even provide your formation of the whether it was an LLC or your corporation, if you even provide that, and he went through and he started to do a bill of sale in the company name, yeah, he should have asked for verification for sure. So he definitely, quote unquote, did you a favor.
Oh, because it says right here, Mobility billing name. Everything is in. The only difference is that it's housed. It's at my home address.
Yeah.
Because he's like River's Garage. So he said he did me a favor with that. So
well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. He did you a favor. He should not have done that. But he actually did you a big favor for reasons that hopefully we don't have to cross this bridge. But because that vehicle, I want you to listen very closely, because that vehicle is in the company name and not yours right now, technically, when you hand this vehicle back, it's the company doing this transaction, not you and your husband. So he actually did it wrong, which proved to be a great quote unquote favor for you, because without you providing evidence of your S corp, which you didn't even have at that time, and he put it in the company name, he should not have done that. That's business error 101 on his part. Number one. Number two, that actually works to our benefit right now, because in handing this vehicle back and turning it back in, it's the company doing it, not you and your husband. So the liability rests with the company that technically right now we're not even sure where the company stands in terms of its formation.
Right.
So that's a huge error on his part that works to our favor, for sure. For sure.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand exactly what I'm saying to you?
Yes. Because I was asking my husband, I'm like, suppose we fault on this payment. Is it going to mess our credit up?
That's what I'm saying. Because if you default on this, your first payment is next month. If you were to default on this, technically, they're coming after a company that we don't even know where it stands right now in its legal formation, in its existence. We're not even sure right now. So that sales rep did you the biggest favor, which is error 101 on his part, but is a huge win for you. Huge.
So that's good news. Which I've never defaulted on a bill.
And trust me, I'm not encouraging. I am not encouraging you to default.
I understand. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, let's say this guy. No, absolutely not. We're not gonna buy the vehicle. Nope, you can't. Nope, you're locked in. Nope, you're 72 months or however long it was. Nope. If they play hardball and they press the issue, ultimately we have to do what we have to do. I don't want to see you default. It's not a good situation for anybody. But I'm saying is just worst case scenario. You know, if you put a wounded animal in the corner, they're going to fight back aggressively hard. I mean, that's a situation we're going to be in. We're going to do what we have to do. I'm not saying that's what we want to do. I'm not saying it's the best situation for anybody.
It is what it is.
Exactly. It is what it is.
And my family need me,
exactly.
to secure my home.
100%. You protect the house first. We have to protect the house first, bottom line. So, you got to make this phone call tomorrow.
I'll do that.
So you call them tomorrow. They're going to have the paperwork with them. Hopefully they're going to have the paperwork. They're going to see it's in the company name. If not, obviously clearly identify yourself as the company. Tell them, hey, we gave it the old cottage try. It didn't work out, so we're just going to need to unload this vehicle. What can you do to help us and accommodate this so we could have the fastest and the smoothest transition possible? Depending on their feedback will obviously depend on how aggressive we need to be, possibly with them, or maybe look somewhere else to sell it. The quicker we unload this, the quicker we get off from underneath that insurance. We also look at the same time, I'm going to start looking for other options for other vehicles. But we're going to basically have to rebuild this business from the ground up. I mean, again, here's the good news. You don't have 5 vehicles, you don't have 15 vehicles, you don't have hundreds of customers. Our interruption of service, quote unquote, our interruption of service will hopefully will be very minor, not that long, and it's not going to affect that many people. All right, sister?
Sounds great. Have you seen?
I'm sure we can find something better than that. I'm sure we can find something better for sure. But let's cross that bridge after we find what we want first. We got to take care of these immediate problems, challenges that we need to overcome.
All right, I'll get on it and call them tomorrow, and then I guess I just send the email to.
Yeah, send me an email. Send me an email. Let me know, and also send me copies of that insurance that we talked about. Send me copies of your contract with your quote unquote consultant.
Yes.
See now, if you in the see, if you had just trusted in the fat man, if you had just trusted in fat people, when in doubt, trust in fat people. The fat man gets it done.
Oh, this is awesome.
She's probably skinny too. She's probably skinny. That's why I never trust a skinny person. I only trust a fat person. That's why I always trust in the fat man.
I sure will. Thank you so much, Joel. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You too. So give my best to your hubby and prepare to get dirty and do some heavy lifting because we got some work ahead of us. So I'll wait to get your email and we'll take it from there.
Okay. All right. So you still gonna send me out the other one? You say you were typing up one for me.
Yeah, I was typing up one, but I think we covered plenty now. So I'm gonna wait to get yours tomorrow. You're gonna let me know how you made out, and we're gonna take it from there. Because basically, what I already started typing, was basically what I was typing was just 1,000,001 questions that I already asked you.
Coming out your ears.
Oh man, I was. Again, I always 95% of the people I work with. I'm working with online. I got some clients that pay me a lot of money, so obviously I talk to them regularly. But when I was reading this, man, I was killing myself. And I figured someone's got to die. See, this consultant has to die. I'm gonna come after your hubby, everybody. So there's got to be blood.
Yeah. Listen. I want to know if all the patients are feasible.
Yeah, well, send me that insurance thing. I don't. That doesn't sound right to me. Send me the insurance stuff that you got, the information you have on that, and I'll take a look at it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. You take care. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.